Hi guys, so a little late than I wanted to, but I'm gonna show you 3 looks with my made up spring build your own palette color story. I made this like more than a month ago, but I haven't had time to actually play with this. So in this video I'm gonna share with you 3 looks. Since this is a 15 pan and I definitely want to start using this palette for my like everyday makeup as well, and kind of have it on my desk as like one of the colors that I can like reach into, which I think I will, because a couple of the palettes that I'm currently reviewing either don't really have colorful mattes, or they have colorful mattes but they're darker, and this one is mostly like light palette. So I'm definitely gonna get some uses out of her, hopefully. And I have, well, one shade, it's my Pendos eyeshadows, and then two shades? Maybe it's actually 3. No, it's 3 shades that are in my Pendos palettes. So, I should really try with this one. Anyways, let me put on a eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeshadow primer. And I hope I'm gonna be able to like pull in a lot of my project products into these reviews as well, because that's what I've been kind of trying lately, and I've been really happy with the progress, because I like, for example, for my March haul that I'm gonna film in the second half of April, I'm gonna have 4 eyeshadow palettes, I believe, that I want to mention there. And I always try to use every single shade from a particular palette at least 3 times before I'm gonna haul it. And some of these palettes are pretty big, so that means that I actually have to like use it a lot while also filming all of these reviews and stuff like that. So, and I also want to reach into my older palettes and kind of rotate everything. So I kind of have to mix and match, because if I would focus just on one thing, I would never be able to actually reach any goal and do anything. So that's just to like let you know what's the battle plan. And now for this color, so in case you want to see how I build it and all that, just I'll just link it down below in the little card. But today I kind of want to play with the yellow and blue, because that's one of my favorite combinations. So I am gonna what am I gonna, I think I'm gonna use this yellow shade, which is from the Legend of Korra palette by Colourpop, and this one is the shade Airbender. No, Airbending, sorry, Airbending. I'm gonna use that in the first half of my eyelid, because this is just such a wonderful yellow. Like, it's very, very vibrant yellow. I'm really enjoying this one. Just such a nice little one. So yeah, kind of like in the first half. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. And I really like Colourpop matte shades. At least for the most part, I really do like them. So, kind of like this. Then I'm gonna use this blue one, which is the shade Waterbending. And it's also from the Legend of Korra palette. And I'm gonna use that in the second half of the crease. Actually, this is one of the most used shade in this palette for me, apart from the ones that I've actually used up completely. But this one is definitely out there, because I just love how pastel-y this blue is. I'm just gonna put it all over the crease and kind of blend it under the brows as well, and just kind of use it everywhere, because I adore this one so much. It's such a wonderful shade, and it's just a great undertone as well. It works really wonderfully for me. And it's also just like so nice to work with. That's that. And then I'm gonna reach into, I'm gonna do another shade in this look. So I think I'm gonna take this green one. This one is from the Hello Bean palette by Shroud Cosmetics in collaboration with Betty Bean. I think it's called It's Showtime. Yes, It's Showtime. So I'm gonna use this in the outer part of the crease. Oh, sorry, in the outer part of the lid. It's kind of like a deepening up shade. And also, just to add like a little bit more of a color there, just want to have like a little bit of color and make it a little bit more like a, almost like a tie-dye. Because why the hell not, right? So just like a little bit. And then in the outer part as well. And also I just been really meaning to do something like very springy and cute and adorable. Okay, am I actually seeing what I'm doing? No. But that's okay. As long as you see what I'm doing. That's the only important part, right? I don't have to see that. Now, on the lower lash line, am I gonna do matte shades? Maybe no. I'm gonna take a smaller, flat, no, not flat, pencil brush, like this one. And I'm gonna take this green shade, because this is my Pando's eyeshadows, and this one is from the Tinkerbell palette by Colourpop, and it's the shade Neverland. And I've had it in my Pando's eyeshadows for like 2 months, because this is very, oh my god, it's like everywhere. Because this one is very hard to pan eyeshadow. I actually mixed it and frankened it with one of my Project Pan, with one of the shades in my Project Pan palette from Woodland's Eye, from the Christmas Eve palette. I'm gonna use this green on underneath my lower lash line, and I sprayed my brush with a little bit of setting spray, just to, you know, just to actually not have fallout everywhere. But yeah, I had to kind of mix it with a silvery sparkly shade from the Christmas Eve, because it was just like, I want at least a little bit of sparkle. I know I'm not gonna get like a full-on sparkle with this one, but at least like a little bit. Maybe I could actually zoom you in so that you see properly what I'm doing. So you can see we have like the yellow, blue, green. I'm gonna re-intensify the green just like slightly, just a little bit, you know. And then if I said green, but I meant blue. Yeah, just like a little bit more, because I feel like we lost itty bit with the green. So I'm just trying to go over a little bit. This is so pretty. Yeah, I think this works. So now I'm gonna use my NYX glitter primer. On my lids. I think I'm gonna use this blue shade, which is called Star Sign. Yeah, I'm gonna use this blue shade, which I'm almost hitting a pan on, unintentionally. It's just I've had it for, I don't know, 2 years now. And I've just been really enjoying that one, so. It's a beautiful, like, kind of periwinkle blue to purple. It's genuinely a stunning shade, and it's so sparkly and so pretty and just a very fun shade. I'm kind of wondering if I should, maybe I'm gonna put a little bit of that lower lash line shade over here in the corner to just, you know, have a little bit of that, because I really wanna hit pan on that shade, so I'm trying to kind of sneak it into majority of my looks. And maybe you're getting bored of it, but I just really want to get rid of that shade and have an empty pan. Honestly, I feel like I've sea green in this as well, which I've never seen before. Yeah, it has like a green gold in there. Wow, I've never seen that flip ever. That is so cool. Now I'm gonna use the shade. Oh, this one. This one is a depotted shade from Glam Shop's Alter Ego palette. At least I believe it is. Let me actually check. It's definitely from Glam Shop. No, it's actually from the Mushlinova palette, and it's called Jasný Latex. And it's like a pale yellow sparkly shade that has a bit of blue sheen underneath. So that's kind of why I want to use it, because it mixes the blue with the yellow. And I feel like it could really tie the whole look together. So let me put it here in the inner part. Oh yeah, you can see it's like pinky blue over here. But I feel like when I move, there's some yellow there happening as well. And I'm also gonna use that in the inner corner. So let me actually... Yeah, this is such a pretty look. I'm gonna use it a little bit on the lower lash line as well. I just love doing these colorful looks, especially like yellow in the crease and then blue purple on the actual lid. That is one of my favorite combos. I know I say that about majority of combinations, but like this is one of the combinations that I always feel the prettiest in, and also just like the most confident in. Okay, so I'm gonna use a little bit of the shade Neverland just in the outer corner here. Yeah, this look is so pretty. So let me actually use some finishing touches, and I'll be right back with the final look. Okay, so here's the final look. As you can see, it's very, very colorful, very fun and cute. So apart from these shades that I've used, I used this Solmona gel liner in the shade 01 from Odin's Eye in my waterline. Then I have, Jesus Christ, then I have this Essence Lash Like a Boss waterproof mascara. Then I have the Rimmel Kind and Free Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. Then for the first time I've tried this Blooming Blush by Glisten. And this one is in the shade Orange You Glad, which is a shade that I wanted to buy a while ago, but I didn't, and instead I've bought the peach something. And this one is definitely a lot more orange than the peachy one that barely shows up on me, but it is very pigmented, so I went a little too hard on it, and next time I'm definitely gonna have to like slow down on that and use a very small amount. I used like 1 dot here and 1 dot here. I think next time I'm just gonna do 1 dot and then transfer half of it on the other cheek, because this is definitely a lot. But that's what I use as a blush. Then for highlighter, I've used my Mini Charms palette by Beauty Bay, because the central shade called Cosmic is my Pando's eyeshadows, and I've actually been able to hit a pan. At first I used it only underneath my brow bone as a highlight, because I really like it as a highlight, and I have it a little bit over here as well, just like a little dot over here connecting the inner corner shade with the green. And so I used a very small precise brush for that, and there was no pan. And then I used this Singe F07, which is a face highlighting brush, and it's not like, it is quite pinch, but it's not too small, like it's kind of like almost like my thumb. And that actually made a dent here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. But yeah, so I have my first pan in my Pando's eyeshadows for March, which is so exciting. So yeah, I also used it on my cheek is just a very beautiful soft blue highlighter, and then on my lips I have the Cosmic Beauty lipsticks. These are the velvet lipsticks, I think that's how they're called, and this one is from the Christmas collection. The Date is the Season collection, and this one is the shade Ginger Snap, which is this beautiful warm orangey brown that I love so much. And I just felt like since we have this very orange blush, let's just like, let's just commit to this whole look. And I actually also changed my top, even though you can't probably see it, but it's like a soft yellow, kind of pastel-y yellow top. But it's one of those off shoulders and it keeps riding up. But I can't really wear it on my shoulders because obviously it looks really weird around the neckline. Anyways, this is the first look with the Spring BYOP. Let me know what you think about this look, and if you would try something like this. I love these looks. As I said, like, it just makes me so happy. And I can't believe that the shade Star Sign from Terra Moons, like, I've had it for so long. It has such a huge dip. Like, in the next 3 uses, I'm definitely gonna hit a pan. I can't believe I never noticed that it has like a green gold sparkle to it. Maybe it's just the fact that it's on the like yellowy green base, but I've never noticed this flip. So to me that is super, super nice. It was my first time. God, why do I have to make a mess of everything? It was my first time using this Yasni latex from Glam Shop. It is such a gorgeous, or maybe I've used it once. No, I just swatched it. I'm confused. Anyways, that one is also so stunning. And we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades out of 15. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do 3 looks with this palette just to show you a bit of what you can do with this color story and give you some ideas. And also I just really want to use it since I made it. Also, let me know, like, if you have a theme or a picture that you would want me to use for another BYOP. It doesn't have to be seasonal BYOP, but just, because I kind of am toying with the idea to do like one seasonal palette every 3 months. And it will be probably this kind of size, so like a 15 pan. And then maybe creating like a 9 pans every single month. That would be like, either a fun theme that we could explore, or just like just a monthly BYOP. So if you would have an idea or something you would like me to work on, let me know down below or send me a picture over at Instagram, and I'd be super happy to do that because I really want to play with my single eyeshadow collection. And also I could use some of my depotted shades from my project pans. For my project pan palettes. So that's just a little idea that I got a couple days ago. And see you again tomorrow with another look. Hi guys, so here's the second look with my spring build your own palette. And today I kind of focused on the purple with the green. So, and actually I have like a really cool announcement. But when it comes to the shades, I actually only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've used 6 shades. Okay, I thought I used less. But I started with this shade, which is from the it's from the Violette palette by Glam Shop, and I'm gonna pop on the screen the shade name because I don't actually want to take it out right now. So I have that in kind of pretty much all over my crease. And I've used this shade, which is from the Shroud Cosmetics the Hello Bean palette that they had in collaboration with Betty Bean, and it's the shade Wicked. So it's that like deep green over here. Then I used a bit of my Salmon gel liner from Uden's Eye in the shade 11 in my inner corner because I wanted to use this white shade. This white shade is actually from the Makeup Obsessions palette, and it's the Ready palette. I'm not completely sure, but anyway, I thought it's more pigmented, but it's not, so I had to use a white pencil underneath to make it actually pigmented and show up as white. Otherwise it kind of looked like a translucent powder. I'm actually gonna zoom you in so that you can see. So that one, and then on my eyes, so I started with this shade, which is the shade Neverland from the Tinkerbell palette, and I've actually been able to hit a pan, and this is my Pendos eyeshadows shade. So I already have 2 of the 5 ones that I rolled in, and this one has actually been in the project for the past 2 months, so I'm very happy about that one. And I also have this, which is a combination of 2 shades from the Christmas Eve palette by Uden's Eye. It's the shade Wonderful and the shade Blue Sky. So I kind of frankened them together because, you know, I had very little of both of them. So that's in the first half of my lid. The shade Neverland is in the second half. In the inner corner is obviously the one white, and I also just here in the first little bit of the inner corner and then kind of throughout the crease, just make it more sparkly and softer. I used this shade from Terra Moons, and I think this one is Charon, but let me actually check. Yeah, it's Charon. I love that one. So those are all the shades from this Build Your Own palette that I've used, and I just love them all. And then I also took this Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette, and I've used this pinky shade. I don't remember what it's called, but this pinky shade here underneath my brows. Maybe get a little closer, and I don't know how well you'll see that, but yeah, I think you can see the shine. It is just so pretty. Also, I have a little bit of the shade Charon underneath my lashes, but just like very, very little. And then when it comes to the like whole look, so I have the NYX glitter primer, Wet n Wild Mega Last primer as always, Essence Lush Like a Boss, this waterproof one, which I think I'm gonna stop using because there's still like product a little bit, but it's getting pretty dry and it's really hard to use and it takes me forever, so I think I'm just gonna call it quits because it is a bit drier formula. Then I have this Colourpop cream gel liner in my waterline, and this one is the shade Amethyst Hour. Sorry, my entire packaging is kind of scratched, so like all the words are no longer there, and it's kind of hard to remember, but I think it was called Amethyst Hour. Then I have the Catrice Aqua Splash Grip Primer underneath my eyes, just in the under eye area, because I don't know, I already wore a different look for the majority of the day, and then I just wanted to film this and have fun. And since I took my previous eyeshadows, my under eye area was a little dry because it's like really hot in here. I don't know why, or maybe I'm just like not feeling well, but I'm super hot right now. Then I have the Beauty Bay Liquid Blush in the shade Peaches. I just kind of wanted to do different blush and highlighter that I normally do these days because I've just been really focusing on my project plans, which is great. And I'm like really happy and proud of myself, but also like it's been kind of boring, so I just wanted to spice it up a little bit. So this Peaches shade, I always like, I have so many blushes that are called peach or peachy, and all of them look completely different. Like they're all different colors. This is, in my opinion, this is more coral, because this one is very like vibrant and it has a lot of hot pink in it. Well, yeah, kind of like hot pink in it, in my opinion. So I wouldn't call this peach, but what do I know, right? And then for highlighter, I have this Unearthly liquid highlight. This one is from the Night Terror collection, and it's called Bazaar. This is beautiful lavender purple. It has a bit of like a pink blue, and also like a little like smidgen of like champagne in it. And then I think I worn something else. What else am I wearing? Oh, lips. I'm gonna be very original here, but I have the shade Spectral from the Udens Eye and Angelica Halloween Bundle collection. And yeah, this is the Shine Lippy called Spectral. I've been really going at this one because I just want to use like fun lips, but I want to first kind of go through my project pans and 25 25 things to pan and stuff like that. But anyways, that's it for this look. Let me know what you think. I haven't done a look like this in a really long time. Like I love this color combination, and when I was building this BYOP, I really wanted to have these shades there because it's just one of my favorite combination. Well, I say that about most color combinations, but I just really like this one. I think it's very fun and just like I really enjoy it. And I haven't worn it in a really long time, and I think this is one of the ways how, like, if you don't know or if you're not sure about blending certain shades because they're kind of opposite on the color wheel or they're just kind of too different from each other, do it this way. Just like one lighter all throughout the crease, then in the inner corner because it doesn't really mix with anything, and then one liner. Like, those are three different colors that you can put on your eyes that will be visible, first of all, and then don't mix together. So you don't have to worry about blending and making it looking muddy or weird or kind of poopy. It's gonna be okay. So if you're not sure about certain colors or you're scared that you're gonna blend them too much together and they're gonna create mess, do it this way. Like, it's literally just putting one next to the other without any worries and care, to be honest. So that is just, and also like I feel like this is springy. It's that kind of like just awakening from winter type of spring, and I just love that. Like, I love that we have option to go like very like winter just ended over here, but then also like full on spring, almost summer in this in the like bottom half. That's something that I really enjoy about this palette, and I'm very happy that I was able to pull out so many beautiful shades. There's still so many shades that I would love to pull in here and put in here and just, you know, make it even, but that would be like gigantic, and 15 pen I think is enough. It's kind of like I would be horrible, like I would be horrible at creating eyeshadow palettes because I would just want every single shade. It's kind of hard to like slow myself down in that aspect. But yeah, that's it for today, and see you tomorrow. Okay guys, so here's the last look of this video, and I've been able to use all of the shades that are in this BYOP, and I love this color story. I already knew that I'm gonna love this color story because obviously like I made it to suit my needs, but I've really enjoyed all of these looks. I think they were really fun, really cute, and they kind of made me do something that I haven't done in a while or I haven't done yet. So, and that's what I really like about palettes lately. I've been kind of like in a rut, or because I've been working so much on my project pans and all these like projects and also reviewing the new stuff. It's been kind of hard for me, and because I've been kind of overwhelmed, I would just do like a monochromatic look or just like a very basic combination that I do all the time. So I've been trying to, either when I do a very basic combination or monochromatic look, I've been trying to incorporate fun eyeliners or just do something that will make the look different from what I normally do. And I think today we've been quite successful. I mean, it's a really cute look. I wanted to do something really like almost summery, because it's kind of like weird outside. It's dark and cloudy, and and I wanted to kind of cheer myself up. So when it comes to this palette, first I've used this kind of blushy shade, kind of like rose petal, and this one is from the Glam Shop Mushlinova palette, and this one is the shade Mushlin. Then I've used this dark, well, like darker pink, which this one is called, I think, Poodle. It's from Colourpop. I have it in the outer part of my lid, and this one is one of their single shadows. And if you would look at this palette closely, you would notice that it's kind of like sticking out, like the pen is kind of it's like taller than the other ones, especially the ones from Colourpop. Then I have this yellow, which is the shade Airbending in the inner part. And then for shimmers, I used two of my Makeup Beauty Shop shimmers. It's those two multichromes. They're kind of really flaky. This one over here is like green gold going into pink, and that one is called Fairy's Wings. And I have that in the second half of the lid. Let me actually zoom you in. Oh, sorry. So I don't know if you can see, but it's like green to pink, so it blends really nicely with the pink underneath. But also from certain angles, maybe you'll see that, I don't know. From certain angles, it's also green, and I just love that. And I don't know, I can't see what I'm showing you, so maybe I showed you something, maybe I didn't. And then I have the shade Millenario, which is this one, which is like a yellow orange going into pink, and it has a little bit of green as well. So these two are like kind of opposite flips almost. And as you can see, the one is like very hot pink going into this like orangey with a little bit of green, obviously. Love that one. And then I have again the shade Charon in my inner corner and also underneath my brows a little bit. This one is so close to pan. But I had to repress the Millenario and Fairy Wings because these ones are kind of really flaky and like dry flakes. So I actually had to add alcohol, which is probably not the best because that also dries it down. But I needed something to like hold all the flakes together so that I can repress it. So those ones, it's not my favorite formula for Mika, but also I just really love the flips and the way that it looks. So I can't really part with them. Then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Last primer. I haven't used NYX glitter primer. I've just used setting spray to use these because they are so flaky, and it just, yeah, I would still need to use setting spray on my brush to even like be able to apply these. So I just decided to go right ahead with it. And I have this Rimmel Candle Free Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. I have this Revolution Streamline eyeliner in the shade yellow, and I have that in the waterline as a liner, here as a liner, and also I created these little flowers. Those are really easy, you just create like 4 little dots with it, and since this is actually kind of like, it's very creamy, it's so easy to create these. So yeah, this little cutie flower, and like from afar it looks genuinely like a flower, and obviously it takes like, I don't know, half a second. Then I have this Essence Lash Like a Boss mascara. This is the waterproof mascara. And I actually used, because I've been kind of dry lately, I don't know, I think I'm kind of sick. I've used the Aqua Splash Grip Primer from Catrice underneath the concealer and also kind of on my cheeks, because this one, it does dry down pretty nicely to like a really soft formula and like a soft feeling, so I use that on my face as well. The only place that I haven't used it is my forehead because that one is a bit oilier anyways, like it always is. And then the shade Muslin that I have on my eyes as like the base shade, I've also used that as a blush because it's a beautiful blushy pinky peachy color. And these Glam Shop mattes aren't too pigmented. Like you can build them up if you want, and like I did build that up on the lids. But if you don't want to have it fully opaque, where you want just like a hint of color, you can also do that. So these ones are really easy to use as blushes if you have a color that you would enjoy as a blush. Then I also have this Essence and Harley Quinn Jelly lipstick in the shade Gotham Glam, because it's kind of, it fits with the pink part of the look. And I don't know what else to tell you. And then I also use my Project 20 Uses palette, which is the Ice Maiden palette by Beauty Moon Cosmetics. And I've used the shade Snowden, this one, because it's an iridescent with like a little bit of pink in there. So I've used that on my cheeks as like the main highlighter. And then just in a very strategic area, I went in with the shade Haran, because it has like a nice gold. So I wanted to have like a pinky gold highlighter, and therefore I mixed those two. So the pink one is a majority of my cheek, and then just like in this very concentrated area on the highest point of my cheek, I have the gold, and I feel like it looks so beautiful. It ties the whole look together so nicely, and I just love this look. It's so pretty. I've been missing these like cutesy looks, and it's just, I love dark looks, and I always feel really nice and really beautiful with dark looks. But also sometimes, especially when it's kind of outside, I just need these like cutesy princessy looks. So that's what we did. I've used all of the shades at least once, couple of them twice. I don't think I've used anything 3 times if I remember correctly. And I'm very happy with this color story. Let me know if you know any brand or any like existing palette that is similar to this. Like if you have anything similar in your collection, or you remember seeing something like this, let me know. And I think I already asked you at one of the looks, but if I didn't, I would like to start also creating like monthly BYOPs. It would probably be like a 9 pants or like smaller BYOPs, and it can be like a certain theme, certain color story, a phrase, movie title, book title, or anything. Or like if you want me to create a color story that I think is like April coded, like let me know. But I would like to create these monthly BYOPs. So if you have any kind of theme, any picture that you would like me to inspire myself with, let me know down below, or send me the picture over at Instagram. I have a couple like ideas, but also like let me know if you would want that. I don't know if it would be all that interesting for people, but I would really like to do that. And to just, I don't know, like get some uses out of my singles and my depotted shades, and also just be creative and trying to come up with my own color stories, because usually when I come up with a color story, I also come up with so many looks that I haven't done before, or that I've only done like once or twice, or I'll figure out a new way how to create a look with that color story. So yeah, just let me know, okay? And I think that's everything for today. So have a wonderful day. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know which look was your favorite, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another one. So bye.